Yes, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It's Dominic coming from the podcast. What are you saying, my people, them? I've seen some rumblings on the internet. And I thought, listen, I'm going to come out here and share my side of the story so that you can all get an insight into exactly what has happened with, without a doubt, my biggest episode on my podcast since I started this in 2020. Now, last night I was sent over a video about Darren Gee explaining his side of the story of what he believes happened with me. So I'm going to react to what he's saying so that I can give my side of things, but get a bit of a clearer understanding to Darren, because things got messy. Okay? But first things first, I just want to say a big shout out to Darren Gee, because for one, I have been a big fan of him, and I honestly believe even to this day now, he's still one of the most interesting people to watch on the internet. And that's just me being straight facts. So a big shout out to him. He seems to be in a great place at the minute. He's highly entertaining. He's highly informed. The passion that he is able to go on a live stream every night for 2 hours, you lot will never understand what that is like to do. And I wish the best for him. You know, as I believe a reformed man, I met him, and meeting him was special to me. I've met many a people in my life, trust me, but meeting him, every idea I got about him, or maybe, you know, a perception of him I may have had, completely went out the window once I met him. He's a very, very nice and humble man, very funny. He will look after you if he can, and he trusts you. So it took me a year for Darren to finally trust me. I'm persistent. I don't give up. I'm a plumber. I come from a sales background, so I'm ferocious in my approach, but calculated. So all the guests that you see have all come from me adapting my sales life to being able to contact these people and get them to sit in front of me for 2 hours. So listen, make sure you add Darren Gee on his YouTube channel, which is the Real Crime Real Time channel. Just type in Darren Gee and you'll find it. And this episode, I will put the link in the description. But here we go. Let's start, people. I'm going to react to this. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to react to what Darren Gee's saying and give my side of the story, all right?
I done a podcast where I'm sat in a car with this kid from Essex.
That's me.
The kid from Essex has been on me for close to a year.
Yeah, that's
I'd always been avoiding him, but eventually I trusted him. I brought him in, he's come up from Essex, I'm in his car, he's got his phone there, and we do an open interview.
Now bear in mind, I love the boy, but I didn't have a cameraman that day, so I was pushed back. I didn't really know how to react to that situation, so I didn't have a cameraman that day, so I had to think of plan B of what to do, because I can't let this man down. This is going to be a big episode. It's taken me a long time to finally gain his trust, and for me to travel to Birmingham to get this footage. So that part.
I tell him, you can ask me what you want. For some reason, he brings so many names up, in particular names. They weren't off the cuff. He'd already thought about what the questions was. So I give him an answer on each particular name. Everything was sweet. He said, what do you want for doing a podcast? I said, this is what you can do for me, mate. Go and get me a set of baby clothes for Quintus for Christmas. So he did. He went and got me a nice set of Christmas clothes for the baby. He went to the baby's house. He got them.
See, I'm not all that bad, am I, people? Do you know what I mean? And you have to understand at this point.
Yes, G-Shotter. Did you ever read the 48 Rules of Power? Sure did, mate. But I'm just discussing something. So I do this podcast with this kid. Everything's fantastic. He goes away. He doesn't edit it. He puts it up the way it is.
So big up Josh Brand. He's my partner in crime when it comes to the filming and editing of my podcast. I do not edit the podcast. They stay exactly how they are. So whatever happens in that podcast, it stays exactly like that. That's a part of the contract that I verbally agree with people and sometimes write down with people. Let's continue.
It's flying. It's the biggest thing on his thing. It takes him above thing. It starts bringing him a decent revenue in. All of a sudden, I get a message to me.
Now, I must tell you, that is very true. So, don't get twisted. I have done a lot of work and successful work in my eyes before Darren Gee. You know, I've had very, very big named people on my podcast, in my opinion. You might not think that, but I've had views that have exceeded 11,000, 12,000, 10,000. So this was going to be the tipping point for me to start getting paid by YouTube. So it you know, I think it tipped me from 700 to maybe 1,300 subscribers, which is phenomenal. So thank you so much for that. But it's a exchange of energy, me and Darren. You know, I knew what would be able to excel this piece of footage with the people I spoke about. JE for one, Sean Atwood, Liam Ditchy, Marvin Herbert. I don't think we spoke about Decca. And we spoke about living in London, Daniel Lazar. Okay.
Weeks later going, that video's been taken down. I don't know why. I said, oh, has it? Bloody hell, lads. Never mind, it was a fucking boss content, it was a boss thing, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you put it into clips?
Now, at this point, it is one of the hardest things that has ever happened to me during this podcast journey. We uploaded the video, it was up for maybe a month, accumulating to 20,000 views. And it was flying. It was going to go even bigger than that. Suddenly we get a court order sent to us from JE that we have made a defamatory claim against him. Now, what I don't agree with that YouTube's done is they have no idea how much it's cost or what it's taken me to get this footage done. There was no investigation to me. They just took the video down and that was it. No explanation. They told me who it was from. That's it. So because this person has heavy influence on YouTube, little old me doesn't matter. They can just take my footage and just take it down whenever they choose. So, you know, that hurt. So Darren, if you click on the link, it clearly tells you this footage was taken down for defamation. Clearly. I would not take down my own footage, which I've worked hard to get. It's giving me the most views, revenue, comments, likes, whatever you want to call it. There's no way in hell I would take that down because someone is asking me to. There's no way. Let's continue.
Why didn't you put it into clips and put it out there like that? Okay, bam, bam. This is true, no lying. Don't need to deviate from the truth. It's all there. Everything is there, okay? So,
yeah.
Why don't you push it down into clips? And he went, you know what, it's a good idea, I'll do that. So what he's went and done is, that video he took down himself, it wasn't removed. It was taken down.
See, that's the part I've got to disagree with you, Dazza. There's no way in hell I would take it down.
He took it down himself. After that, what he done, he sectioned it into whatever clips.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct.
And then clips was Darren Gee on him.
Yeah.
Darren Gee on him.
Yeah.
Darren Gee on him.
That's correct, yeah.
But what he done, he cut it out, and then he got onto the individuals afterwards and said, do you want to reply to what Darren Gee's saying about?
Okay, so that's not true. They got onto me because some people wasn't happy with what you said. And that's it. So I wasn't accumulating a plan to get you to speak about them and get them on at the same time. It kind of looked that way, which I completely understand. But at the end of the day, I'm doing a podcast. It's a business as well at the end of the day. So I I'm thinking about everyone being able to tell their side of their story. And to be honest, I've not got into this side of YouTube yet. Even what I'm doing now is new for me. Next.
You. And what he's doing is he's given them the opportunity to come back and say exactly what the fuck they like about me. But he's took my content down.
But again, if you come on my podcast and you can say what you think about Liam Ditchy, Marvin Herbert, Ben Hatchett, etc., then they should be able to say their side too. Because I already got a video taken down for it being defamed. So my comeback was, well, say your side of the story then. If it's lies, then tell your side of the story. It shouldn't matter if you're able to say what is lies and what isn't. But we move.
So now all people are listening to are these people attacking me. Because they believe I've attacked them off that content that he's erased. I could have switched on him. When he was telling me about that, when he was speaking, saying blah, 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 someone's been messaging me and threatening me and said I better take it down. And I said, who? And he said, Ben Brady. I said, so what, you're going to take it down for Ben Brady? Well, he's going to copyright me. Oh, is he? Okay, then do me a favour. Every bit of content you've got up of me, take it down off your site, please. Or I'll copyright you. He refused to do so.
Now, I understand where he's coming from, but again, it's not correct. These videos were taken down without my authority. Both videos taken down without my authority. So, Darren's content that I put up in clips, I believe the content that me and Darren made is one of the best pieces of footage of Darren that is on the internet, that actually brings him in a really good light, in my opinion. So I'm working behind the scenes to get that actually back on the internet. Okay.
And then switched on me.
I never switched on you.
Now I'm sat there thinking to myself,
Peace and love, people.
I should be entitled to ask this kid from Essex to remove my content, just like A, B and C did, just like he done and requested exactly what these asked him to do, but he wouldn't do it with me. So there you go, people.
Well, look, last but not least, that was Darren's explanation to me. Now, listen, I have no ill will against Darren. I'm still so glad that I actually got to meet him. He treated me with respect. I treated him with respect. It's a shame that the video got taken down. Trust me, it kills me every day. Trust me. So I'm trying my hardest to get it back. We've tried to fight to get the video back. We can't. So we're going to maybe take out certain parts of the episode and just put it back up. But I don't want to risk losing my channel just for putting this video back up. But we're going to see what happens. But anyway, people, that's my reaction to Darren Gees' explanation. I hope Darren's okay. I'm always here if he needs to speak to me about any issues he's got. But remember, guys, the Dominic Kelman podcast, please like, share and subscribe. And make sure you go and check out Darren Gees' channel. Choose a Life, Not a Life. Real crime, real time podcast. All right, people. You don't know. DC double.